kind of expecting a Faceless Void ban to come out from Spawn Team in the last phase here.
Yeah. Oh, it's like obviously the Snapfire combination into the Chronosphere with the Nature's Prophet right clicking in. It would definitely be a worthwhile ban / pick up full Spawn if they're gonna go for it. We could definitely do so. But yeah, as you said with the Rubik, definitely has his pick of the litter of skills to steal in this one. Warmer's Kisses, Doom, Overgrowth, even Nature's Prophet ultimate if you can get it as well is pretty damn potent in the Rubik's hand. So I'm sure he's going to be having fun this one.
Yep. And I always enjoy a good Beastmaster pick. Like I think a Beastmaster in general is like the multi-tool of Dota 2. He gives some vision, he pushes some waves. Monkey King's good versus Nature's Prophet, although you have to be careful to not get your trees broken.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to land unceremoniously on the ground.
Yeah, we'll have to be
vision.
A bit cautious on that. Yeah, definitely. Like there'll be the hawks coming out from the Beastmaster, the monkey on the trees. Definitely going to be a lot of information for Spawn Team to work with. It would have been really nice if they had a disrupt already. It could just like been glimpsing people for days and wouldn't have been any chance to retreat there for XERXIA, but not going to happen this time round. So yeah, Spawn Team looking for their mid laner unless they're going to chuck Tiny for Mamang Dyer. I mean, you said you wanted to give him a playmaker. Is that playmaker enough?
That is playmaker enough, yeah. Tiny, especially in a lineup with good vision, really benefits from having his targets ready to pick out. I do think that leaves them as a core team a little bit light on like the proper frontliners. So they will also be reliant on those assassinations to properly get the first kill in. Otherwise, if you don't get a first pick off, you're working into a Treant Protector with that armor. You're looking into a lot of, sustained right-click damage from Nature's Prophet, burn damage from the Doom, Snap. You'd be in trouble. So, yeah, Core Tiny could be a good no Faceless Void ban. They are expecting this Nature's Prophet to just be played by Karma. And instead are taking out possible initiating offlaners.
Yeah. So do you think that means they're thinking the Doom's going to go mid, or they're just covering all their options? No, they go for the Puck, which I actually quite like. I love to see Puck Snapfire. You land the Dream Core, and then just makes it so easy for the Snap to land those Warmer's Kisses and start racking up the damage. Yeah, I quite like it.
They're also usually lined up for a nice cookie follow-up. Not really anything they can do to get out of the AoE of that. Puck in general, like together with the Nature's Prophet, if both of these heroes get off to a good start, Spawn Team is just not going to be able to do anything on the map at all because there will constantly be a threat of pickoffs. Like the Puck coils anyone, anywhere, and Nature's Prophet just TPs in and it's over.
Yeah, definitely gonna have that nice global presence coming out, and yeah, the potential to just look for pickoff after pickoff. So it's going to be down to Spawn Team to see whether they can actually weather that storm or not. I mean, as we've seen, they've not really had the greatest days so far. Let's see if, they're going to be able to bounce back on the one that matters literally nothing at all. I mean, it's like what happened with UD Fest 1, They needed to win those first two. They didn't. Their next two, damn, they came out, like, racing and they destroyed them. So, yeah, we'll see if Spawn Team's going to be able to do the same here. But 40 seconds of reserve time to work with. And I guess they're deciding whether it is going to be a mid-tiny or, chuck that into position 4 and pick something else entirely.
Yep. And Tiny versus Puck is, like, fine for both. Though on the Tiny, you're definitely going to be a bit unhappy with the fact that the Puck is much better at the rune control.
That's true.
And so they go to Nyx Assassin. Okay. So Nyx versus Nature's Prophet is an interesting matchup because the Nyx Assassin is very good at hunting NP. But he'd rather hunt that NP on like the enemy side of the map rather than his own. Because Nyx Assassin needs experience, he needs space to work in, and getting pushed back, which is also something that NP does very well, is not something a Nyx enjoys. Like you can usually 5-man push down these Nyx lineups pretty well. So this one could work out either way, but he is also good versus the Puck. He is good at stopping the Snapfire ult. Like this is not just a Nature's Prophet counterpick, so he'll have things to do no matter if he's gonna get actually shoved back or not.
It's true. I mean, like all the other heroes apart from the Natures has some sort of AoE damage, which they can't really control. And yeah, we'll see if maybe Delal's going to be able to get some fantastic spike carapaces going this game. And I mean, we've seen it before in the past. Like that one skill can make an absolutely huge difference in the game if you can like land them in the correct time. So we will see, you know, if Delal's going to be able to do that. But it is obviously the Tiny versus Puck mids. Red going on the Beastmaster, Jitcraw and the Monkey King. So everyone pretty much going into the roles we would expect them to be. And yeah, so as a whole, like draft versus draft, who are you leaning towards here?
Normally lean towards XERXIA, but the more I think about it, the more I like this Nyx Assassin pick. It's going to be hard for the forward-playing heroes of XERXIA to actually do so. Like, Puck is going to really have to think about where it wants to go. The Monkey King has a really good vision game here, and a pretty good matchup versus Nature's Prophet as well, because you need heroes with armor to withstand those right clicks. And if you can keep him in the circle, monkey circle, then yeah, you're going to have a good time. I think Spawn has their best lineup that we've seen from them today. I'd give this one a 50-50. Like, I'm actually going to hedge my bets this time.
Yeah, 50-50. Yeah, I guess I sort of agree with that as well. Like, no one's really, either side's really speaking out to me as of yet. But we shall see. Obviously, a lot of the time comes down to how the lanes actually end up turning out, and you know, whichever team has the better dominant start can end up just snowballing out of control. It's difficult to deal with at those sort of times. But both teams going for this fast smoke. Delal going to run straight into JG. Actually breaks his smoke there. Not that JG even had a ward to get down quickly. He was just running on in.
Both of them trying to stop the others from doing that. They're just having a good time placing their banners. And these two know that they're going to run into each other a lot this game.
Yeah, that they will. That's what you like to see for the final game of the day. Final day of the groups and a good little bit of sportsmanship between the two teams. It's always nice. Come on, see if we get more banners. Come on, where's all the rest of the players at? Get these banners down. No one else is coming over. Very sad.
Just refreshing the absolutely lovely morph spray. That's really cute.
It does look good. Okay, well, doesn't look like... well, we might get a little bit of a fight for this bottom bounty rune here. As Rapido setting up to go into it, maybe with the help of JG as well. Who's going to win the clicking war? Okay, JG doesn't even want to contest it. Just lets the Monkey King take it, which will end up being a 2-for-2 split on the bounties. So no one pulling ahead at the start. And yeah, just going to fall back to their lanes.
Yeah, don't think we're going to see quite as crazy of a start here as we've seen in some other lanes. And interestingly enough, we have a lane swap here. The Monkey King matchup is getting dodged by Rapido, so he is going to go towards the top lane, and that means we have a Nature's Prophet Karma on the bottom side of the map instead.
Yeah, that's actually a really nice read there coming out from XERXIA to avoid that. See if they're going to be able to pull it. Obviously, Jarjar's going to get whacked a couple of times, but Jitcraw obviously doesn't want to be spending his time dealing with the enemy support. He just wants to focus on the main last hits. So, we'll see how this little last second swap does end up panning out.
I take what I please.
Yep. And with good management of your Boundless Strike here, you can actually end up securing both a lot of range creeps as well as making sure that you can clear out some of these treants from the Nature's Prophet. So this is not the worst for Monkey King, but you're going to rely a lot on being able to get on top of Jaja for all your instant HP refilling needs. Because, you know, pretty hard for a Monkey King to actually get Jingu Mastery off on the Nature's Prophet without losing a ton in the process.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult running through all of the creeps in the way to actually find that target. Unless Travin's can obviously like throw the Nature's Prophet straight into the waiting arms of the Monkey King, and maybe we can actually get it up, but it's kind of a tough ask. It is like level 3 an actual power spike in this lane, or is it just going to be like a farm trade the entire time?
Really see any big level spikes here, so yeah, I would. The kills can come at any moment, to be fair. If either of these sides overextend, like, it doesn't really matter what level you're on, because both the Monkey King as well as the Nature's Prophet have so much right-clicking power that it can just, you know, you can just chip somebody down, and neither of the supports are particularly good at avoiding these fights. I guess I'd favor the Rubik, though.
Yeah.
Bolt.
Definitely does make sense. And so far in this mid, Mamang Dyer off to a pretty nice start, 9-5 to the 6-1 there of JG, but he does obviously have a couple of extra creeps that he still needs to clear up. And if he does get all of them, then he will be equal there to the Tiny. So yeah, pretty much bang on straight down the middle in this mid.
I mean, pucks often get denied pretty hard in this matchup because, you know, you hit like a wet noodle.
Yeah, nothing you could do, especially when some big rock man is swinging a tree around. It's always going to be difficult to contend with that. And up top, just Delal trading with Bombi, but with a ton of creeps on him, makes it a bit more difficult. Definitely, probably one of the most calmer starts that we've had all of today. Actually, never mind saying that, Rapido just diving past the tier 1 tower. Yeah, just finds the easy first blood. Yeah.
You really had to do it to him, didn't you?
I did. I just had to drop the curse, you know. We needed blood, man. We need entertainment. Someone's got to die. Unfortunately, it was the old Beastmaster.
Yeah, and Delal is not on anything that can just suicide itself in, so you gotta get something going here.
That's true.
But yeah, still Helm of Iron Will done on this Beastmaster. I doubt that he's going to deviate too much from the normal build-up. Like, you don't want to get your Dominator creeps eaten, obviously, but it shouldn't happen all the time. Rapido can't sit around with that Devour at the ready, just waiting for you to do that.
Yeah, but then it's sort of like, yeah, it's, if you do want to try and deal with that Dominator creep, then you're losing the efficiency of your actual Devour, and it's sort of like, which one do you actually prioritize? Shutting down the Beastmaster's game or trying to buff up his own? It's always one of the two. Actually, down to the bot lane. Jar Jar is the second casualty of the game. It looks like Jikroy nearly died, but I think he must have got a heal off with the Jingu stacks at the very last moment.
Typical Monkey King gameplay. And yeah, I wanted to add one last thing about the top matchup, which is, of course, that eventually this Beastmaster is going to have Helm of the Overlord, and then the Doom cannot eat any of his stuff anymore, and his time as a counter is officially over. But that is until, like, let's say 17 minutes, maybe 18 if Red has bad enough of a time.
Yeah, not going to be as fast as the Lycan one we saw earlier today.
No.
A bit more punished, and actually talking about getting punished. Red maybe in some danger. Delal, oh, nicely waited there with the old Impale, trying to get that double, and he does get the connection, but regardless, doesn't seem like it was enough. Rapido's still able to get on top, and another kill there for the Doom.
Yep, and Doom actually missing out on a lot of EXP and gold under his own tower, but would really rather focus on shutting this Beastmaster down instead.
Yeah, definitely. Just ruin his game more. I suppose this is like the off-laner matchup, so whoever does end up coming out on top can just help make space for his team at the end run. And yeah, oftentimes that is what has the biggest impact in the game. And down at the bot, Jikroy getting aggressive yet again. Does have the Jingu stacks, but can't hit anything to actually heal up. Just a nice blocks. Ooh, but he didn't actually get any hits with the Treants there to you know, stop him from just leaping away.
Yeah, and he will have the stacks still up, but
Oh yeah,
he got spooked.
He did. He just jumped straight on top of Karma right now. I think Karma wanted to try and find him with the Treant spawn to break the trees. Instead, can't go get it, and Karma stuck in there. Actually does complete the TP. Jikroy deciding to go for the Primal Spring rather than the Boundless Strike.
Yeah, I mean, the Boundless Strike wasn't off Cine yet. I was watching and I was like, alright, he's going to go, because the Jingu stacks will still be up by the time he has the Boundless, but only just. And then the NP just spooked him and he's like, oh, I'm gonna do something. And he decided wrong.
No, he did. He did actually TP all the way back to base, and he's actually going top. No, wait, no. No, he is going bottom. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong person on the map there. But I mean, he does have the Primal Spring at least, so it's not the longest time for him to get back to his lane. Meanwhile, though, at the top lane, rotation comes in from Mamang Dyer. And he does manage to get the killing spree there of Rapido into his own hands. He's getting stalked from Bombi. He's pinging it out. Like, does him and JG want to try and go for this kill?
Yeah, there's a coil.
There's connections there. Illusion Orb out. Coil still ready to use. Hanging on to the last moment. There will be the connections. Lois coming on in. See if he can help out right now. Stun. Actually gets dodged there from JG. Nice face, but still he's standing his ground. And it ends up being an even trade. I guess JG slightly comes on top because he was alive for the experience, but that's about it. Very even.
Yeah, very even, and that is after Mamang Dyer already got that kill on top, so Not bad if you're the tiny here, not bad at all.
One point to note is bottom tier 1 tower has actually already been taken out, and Jikroy
Wait,
is...
Jeebus.
yeah, I don't even know how that really happened. Just must have been all the treants focusing it down. With the help of the catapult, of course.
Yeah, suppose that the Rubik's attention was already mid as well. And now Jikroy is really on an island here. The next time anybody goes on him, he's gonna just have to save him with his own 2 hands.
Yeah, I suppose that is the benefit of the Monkey King. You know, if you get the space, you can jump into the trees and try and escape that way, but definitely going to be a bit more awkward now. He doesn't have the tower. No TP rotations can actually come in and save him last second. He's very much on his own.
So why is he picking the fight?
This man is absolutely crazy. That is why. He's just dead for sure. Okay, that was that was very, very ballsy. Props to him for that.
Yeah, I guess you just want to get the first blow in, right? And maybe he knows that they're coming for him, maybe not, but it doesn't really matter in the end because they were there, and that means that Karma gets another kill, and I don't think the Monkey King is going to come back here this time.
Yeah, if he does, it's kind of going to be a big grief. Meanwhile, they found the initiation on towards JG in the mid. The cookie actually gets cancelled out from the toss, but regardless, the living armor makes him tanky enough to disengage. So it's going to be the Dream Core connection onto 2. Quick burst on towards the Nyx, and maybe they're trying to go for Mao and Dyer. Actually, JG, sorry, changing his focus over to Travins. Just avoid the orb, but can't quite avoid everything else. He's still going to get caught. Nice avalanche toss though, lands onto it. Ooh, the puck just able to dodge the tree toss there last second, keeps himself alive. And he's going to be able to get out in response. Meanwhile, the Rapido also getting the solo kill there onto Reds. And another solo kill. Jikroy finds him at the bottom. Mamo Tai gets a kill back in the mid. What is happening?
Okay, well at least both me and Karma read the next move from the Monkey King wrong.
Yeah, that is very true. He didn't even have his. He didn't even have Wukong's command to get that solo kill. Must have just got him at the perfect time.
Yeah, and I mean, as a Nature's Prophet, you can't really do much when a Monkey King is on top of you, as long as he hasn't used his Boundless Strike yet. Like you're just in a clicking war. He can't TP out because he can stun you and then it's over.
Yeah, very awkward situation to be. I imagine would the Natures move himself top now and Rapido go take control of the bot lane without the tier 1, or do you think they just leave it as it is?
I think as long as you keep on pressuring the other lanes, Rapido should still just be top. Like this Beastmaster is having an absolutely horrible time. Only just got level 6.
Yeah, it is
no,
pretty
we're fighting in mid.
Dreamclaw into the Mortis Kisses, finds an easy kill. Travins as well, taking the last couple of whacks from it. 2 people dead just like that from Spawn. 4 heroes as well from XERXIA here, so with the catapult, this should probably be the tower falling, unless Spawn team starts bringing some heroes en masse to defend it.
I love that Delo is just being cheeky there. It's like, okay, this puck is going to want to burst the wave. I'm just going to sit in it with the Spike Carapace, and then I do at least something here.
There's Key just doing something, anything at all. Help try and delay this out. The TP's now coming in. They spot the Mamang Dyer one. And immediately they are out. Mamang Dyer, they keep a chase, got the avalanche connection, but still doesn't quite want to overextend there from the Tiny and does fall back. But regardless, the tier 1 tower is as good as dead. It is in the deny range, but do they want to get rid of that sort of TP location yet?
Absolutely not, but they might not have a lot of choice. This puck can just come in at any moment and wipe it out. And otherwise the Nature's Prophet will just summon some trees behind your tower, and what are you going to do then?
Yeah.
I think you need to go top and you need to push the tower through, because your Beastmaster is just on the struggle bus and he will remain there as long as he doesn't have the space in the top side of the map. Or, like, I mean, he doesn't have to. I guess he can also clear your triangle, but then where are the rest of your heroes going to farm exactly?
Yeah, they really got to try and take this objective down. And it's not normally something a Beastmaster struggles with, is pushing a lane, but he's just suffered so hard at the hands of this Doom that he can't do anything. Like you said, just like a minute or so ago, he only hit his level 6. And he does have the Helm of the Dominator online now, but it's not quite as far as he'd like to be. And obviously, you know, we've got to point out the fact he's against a damn Treant, so the tower is constantly getting healed as well. Just further slowing down this game. And with Karma in the vicinity and Jaja, Red's got to be careful.
Yep, he's the only forward element on his team right now. That makes him a prime target, especially for this smoke here. JG already on the move.
Can they find him?
Gonna be popped.
Yeah, and the high ground ward in a good position as well. Forces XERXIA to disengage.
Alright, Mamangaya blink though.
Oh.
It's going to be clearing this creep wave. Move back. Grab the blink and we're going to see a smoke. Most likely towards top. Please let it be towards top. And yeah, he denies the tower because he knows now that since he's going to leave, it will get taken.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, we want Puck. Caught by the stun, but nice cookie. Gets him into the safety of the Roche pit. But the Roche is coming out now to start beating into Bombi with the Mormon's Kisses right now. He gets stunned by Roche. Cancels him out as well. Spike Carapace actually double him. And JG is dead. So pretty nice pick off there. Rapido still charging in, commits the Doom on towards the Tiny. Sprouts as well from Karma coming into the backlines, locking him in. 3-man Overgrowth lands with the cookie as well. Spawn again dismantled right now. Red desperately trying to retreat out. Is there any further chase that XERXIA can do? Doesn't look like it.
Absolutely not.
And this is going to be easy cleanup here of the triple Ancient stack. I mean, it takes them a little while. They don't have like the best ways of dealing with the world, but it will still get cleared away. It's just going to help further their lead in this game number 2.
And Spawn cannot come back in for that. Again, Red is so frustrated by this because now there's still enemy heroes all the way over his side of the map. And he's going to have to show again here, but there's already 3 ants behind him.
Yeah, slowly chipping away at his own tower. And yeah, just the constant living armor spam onto the tier 1. Bringing it back up again and again and again. I mean, I imagine probably over the course of like these 30 minutes that Red has probably done enough damage to kill it twice by now. But this damn tree has just been such a nuisance.
Yeah, I really imagine so. And that was supposed to be like a move towards top that was going to finally free up that tower, but it's been another 1.5 minutes and now Mamangaya is coming in again. He's gonna be late again though, I think.
Oh, it just can't get there in time. Red desperately trying to run himself away. There's not any further catch, but just the AoE damage from Rapido just slowly running him down, especially with the with the Tumblr's Toy. Wow. The Raw to try and run away, just gets cut off. He's dead. Tier 1 tower gone. And yeah, this is horrible. It's really good objective like idea as well from XERXIA. They know that Spawn needs to take down that tier 1 tower, and they are continuously defending it again and again. And there's just nothing Spawn can do. They have got this smoke. They see the Doom, but there's 0 chance they can kill this guy.
Jacroy is actually coming down to the top side of the map, not just because he needs to be here necessarily, but also because his courier is dead and he's had to buy the last piece of his Battle Fury.
That's not too bad. 15 minutes, you know, not the fastest in the world, but considering the state of the game for Spawn, it's not horrendous. But if he's getting involved at the top, yeah, might have much opportunity.
I do think that finally they're going to get this tower. I mean, the Rubik will die for it, I'm sure.
And he will. He will get caught up. Yeah, they're like, okay, we've defended this tower enough now. Just let it go. We don't need to risk it.
They have won so much through that defense, and not just like, you know, waiting until Spawn comes and then defending it, but also like pressure on other sides of the map, splitting them up, and then immediately punishing the Beastmaster for thinking that, you know, anybody was distracted. It's like, haha, no, actually we were paying attention. You die again.
I mean, as a result, like, look at Red's net worth, only 5.2k, like, only slightly headed that of Bombi. He's really having a rough one. And I mean, we were saying earlier that you'd want like a 17-ish minute Helm of the Overlord completion time. It's looking like, well, it's looking a lot longer than that. Still needs another, what's this, 1,500 golds? Mid 19, yeah. See if he can get it.
And he'll get there eventually.
Will the game still be going on though? That's the question.
I don't think XERXIA can end quite that fast, but yeah, they have lost all of their outer towers now on the Radiant. This Nyx Assassin really wants a Blink Dagger, so is currently just showing. Which means there's absolutely no threat for XERXIA. They can be wherever they want. Keeping eyes on the Tiny as well. Yeah. Sure, maybe he'll lose Snapfire, but she's... no. I was about to say she's pretty tanky, but not if the Ruby just grabs her in like that.
Oh, it's a bad. Ooh, nice Boundless Strike lands onto 3. JG's taking a beat here, man. This Wukong's command doing so much work, though. Jump forwards again. JG also gone.
Wow.
Spawn This is amazing. A +1 as well. Chucking Rapido back in. Does get the stun onto Travins at least, but that's going to do very little. He will still end up dropping. Delol getting involved with the final whack. And, alright. I take back what I said. 4 kills there for Spawn. Big signs of life.
Like, what did XERXIA just do to themselves? Like, they TP'd in on the defense of that Snapfire, and I like... The first reaction is correct, I think. It was like, hey, she's tanky, they can't just kill her like this, it's important to hold on to her mid tower, but all getting caught? Like that, yeah, I mean, now your mid tower might be in a lot of trouble for sure.
Yes.
And that just pulled forward the timing of that Helm with the Overlord by a minute, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's nearly there now. What the hell?
That's it. All he needed was one good fight. Really bumped up his game. And then we're going to start seeing those dragons and golems running around with him. And yeah, I mean, what was it? It was like 5,000 or 6,000 gold lead. Now down to just 2. And they actually have the favorable win probability now as well. Just slightly, but Gaben believes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty nice Monkey King game, all things considered. And like, that fight just nearly got him a BKB as well. Like, just that fight.
Yeah, that is massive. Pretty much tying to the net worth of the Nature's Prophet at this point. And
We've just been having a vastly better game.
yeah, it really feels like they can just do whatever they want at this point now. But it looks like XERXIA going for this smoke move. Doesn't actually land on towards the puck. But I'm not sure if that Hawk actually spotted the smoke or not.
I'm not sure either, but they have decent information about who's moving through the Radiant Jungle in that one deep ward. They're watching all of these crossroads. That means they know exactly where to aim.
They got the jump on towards the Tiny. That's a pretty nice target to get if they can actually bring him down. But he's still alive for now, trying to disengage. Can't even get involved. Mormon's Kisses to probe through the trees. They find it. But Jiggery get involved with the Wukong's command. Lock it down in a good area, but he's been hit by the Doom. But still, it's difficult to fight into the Monkey in this very tight area. They're trying their best to burst him down. JG overstepping a little bit, able to disengage for now. Raw comes out, lands on towards the Nature's Prophet, who will drop. But now Red in a 1 versus 3 situation. Did a lot of damage over there to Rapido with the help of the Thunderhide. Regardless, it is actually XERXIA that come back on top.
It is, but that was way too close for comfort. You can see why Gaben loves the Monkey King in his game so much, because yeah, you doom him, but that's not a break just yet. So, between his passive and the fact that he was standing in his ultimate, he could just stand his ground. A lot of armor, a lot of regen. A little follow-up kill, who cares?
Yeah, just Delol doing Delol things. Oh, yeah, well, they have managed to, you know, bump their net worth lead back up to that 5k it was a few minutes ago. But yeah, also in that fight, I think the damage chart was like 5,500 damage just from the Monkey King, which is pretty damn nuts for just 20 minutes in coming out from that guy. Just shows that you've really got to pay respect to the ultimate once it gets dropped.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's see what the next sort of plan here from XERXIA. Obviously, no Doom available now. Nature's Wrath on cooldown. No Mormon's Kisses.
You have a coil?
I do have the coil. Is that enough to bring... Well, I suppose it could bring some people down.
Yeah, or at least enough to buy enough time for the rest of the longer CD ults to come back up. And that should save your mid tower here as well, because that should be the next objective. Delol plays with fire.
He does. I was like, he does an immediate, like, little whoops, do a U-turn, get the hell out. Sees way too many people. Yeah, still, though, this mid-tier 1 tower for XERXIA exists. Just this damn Dream Protector. Just making it very, very difficult for Spawn to actually crack this egg open. I mean, as soon as you take down that objective, it does open up the map. Allows you to move around so much more, and just a fantastic job by XERXIA to keep it going for as long as they have. So, Roshan number 1 still yet to be contested. Do you think that's going to happen anytime soon, or is it all about just the 5-on-5 fights rather than that?
I think there has to be a 5-on-5 fight before anybody would even dare to go into the pit. Neither of them have a particularly strong lineup for just taking it away out from under anybody. They're not going to hit it very fast. Both of them have the condition to take it slowly though,
Hmm.
with the extra units for both the Beastmaster as well as the Nature's Prophet. So yeah, fight first, Roche later.
And looks like that fight not long. There's a 4-man smoke here from XERXIA heading up towards the top. I think they know this objective is next on their minds as well. Let's see what they find though. Their smoke's going to get broken underneath this observer ward.
Yeah, Talol knows where they might come from.
Yeah, we'll get dewarded at the very least. It looks like Spawn though is still lingering. Delol looking for the opportunity to jump onto anyone he can. Jump forwards to get the root connection on towards Jinkroy, bring him to look up, but he has the BKB doomed as well, so he can't drop his ultimate, forced to just disengage. Meanwhile, Delol gets hit by a couple of the Roars. The Nature's Prophet into the backline, roared himself with BKB though, he's still alive for now, he can start turning around, dealing some damage. Wants to hit Jinkroy, but can't really do it. It's the damage coming in from the Dragon is too much of a deal, has to run away. Instead, Bombies are like, I'm going to do the job for you, buddy. Don't you worry. They take down the MK. Red's going to fall as well, but not before JG gets traded. Karma's juking as best as he can, but it's just not enough. He still gets found. Red with Repeater, sorry, nice stomp onto the lull. Stolen stomp there from Travins, but doesn't really do too much because the cookie finishes him off. And it's just Mang Dyer. 1 versus 3. Blink dagger up in a second, and he should be away.
He should be indeed. That's such a confused fight, and it's funny that the initiators and like the people that you normally want to deal damage with onto that Monkey King are really not useful to bring him down right now, actually. What they need to bring in is the magic nukers. They need to bring in Bombi. They need to bring in the Puck in order to actually kill the Monkey King, because otherwise he just gets too much lifesteal off of these melee or melee ranged heroes that are coming into his view.
Definitely. I think that's what they were trying to do there with the Mormos Kisses, but again, Delol just got the cancel with the Spike Carapace, and yeah, really showing how, the power of this Nyx Assassin pickup. Has to. Unfortunately, it wasn't actually enough to save the Monkey King in the long run, but yeah, you can definitely see the plan behind it.
Absolutely, and that is a bit of gold advantage once again for XERXIA, but they're not actually getting anything out of it, and Roche wasn't up yet either, sorry, excuse me, he was up, but he was not available because of the fast response, so they're gonna have to do that again.
Yeah, so another 30 seconds for the Doom, and then I'm sure they will try it again. See if Spawn team are going to give them that fight or not. They are coming back over there, obviously. They also know that Roshan is a big objective if you can take a strong fight. But now XERXIA with the ward advantage, they're going to feel slightly more comfortable at trying to take this fight. Although JG, he did actually get the spot there onto Jinkroy. He finds him. BKB activated. Jinkroy going to drop the Wukong's command right now. But regardless, that is a massive win for XERXIA. No BKB, no Wukong's. Do you think that's enough? Like, can they just go Roche now without finding a kill, or they're still going to look for something? Actually, well, maybe Karma has just found Travins. Right click's doing a lot of work. Travins is just dead like that. Rapido is stomped, misses onto Delol. And they're going to just walk it away. All right, now that's surely going to be enough to go Roche.
Yeah, you'd say so. I mean, they're still feeling not quite secure, just getting the vision down. And Karma says, nah, come on. Come on.
Let's commit, boys. Let's do this. Roshan number 1. Now it's down to Spawn if they want to try and contest, but they've got to move quickly. Man, this thing is dropping very quick. Already down to half HP. It doesn't look like Spawn, even if they know what's going on, they're just not interested.
Absolutely not. No, they know exactly what's going on, which is why they're taking the mid tower. There's a catapult here, they've got the dragons, they've got double bore. This is the best trade they were possibly going to get.
So now, ages into the hands of the Nature's Prophet. It's going to be that much easier for XERXIA to take these fights. Feeling like the Natures can just... I mean, he's already been teleporting in very aggressively, but now he can do it even more so. Just no fear.
Yeah. Like, maybe in a normal game you'd give this to, for example, your Puck, because he is going to be the one that's going to go in really deep, but in the case of Nature's Prophet, yeah, your highest net worth hero will be presumably on the front lines.
Trying to kill off the supports as quickly as possible. But now 8,000 gold is the advantage there for XERXIA. 63% win probability. And, ooh, thought Karma nearly found Delol there, but he's just hiding off into the trees. I'm kind of surprised there's not a gem yet into the hands of XERXIA. Oh, actually, no, I lied. There is one. It's in the hands of Rapido.
Yeah, it was about that time to start just sweeping through the enemy territory, taking their vision down. There's one ward going. You know, one of the things that I've noticed is that in Southeast Asia, a lot more teams use these I am coming here, they are coming here kind of pings. You don't really see that in other regions as much. Although maybe I've just been casting a lot of XERXIA and they're the only ones to do that.
Yeah. I don't think I've actually really noticed, to be honest with you. But I'll take your word for it, that's for sure. Been paying attention more than I have.
Out to me.
Okay,
Pattern recognition, man.
That's what it's all
It's
about.
my job description. That's all I know how to do.
It sounds like I have to take you down to the casinos. Start counting those cards.
I can actually.
Oh.
It takes so much focus, dude. You don't want to believe how much like RAM you need to spend on just counting the cards. It's no wonder that the card counting stuff in movies always goes wrong, because you can't use the rest of your brain if you're counting. You're just literally only counting.
Yeah, sounds like a whole entire job just to do that. Well, yeah, it's an impressive skill to have, though. It's, I sort of like looked into how it's done, and I was like, nah, I'm not even going to attempt this.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like solving a Rubik's Cube. It's like an interesting thing to do when you're, you know, commuting 2 hours per day. I've stopped learning those kinds of tricks now that I don't have to commute anymore, thank the Lord.
What sort of commute were you using to face?
It's like 2 hours towards university in Amsterdam, so 1 hour there and 1 hour back.
Okay. Gives you time to do all
a
sorts.
couple of tricks.
Yeah. That's handy. Well, I mean, that's the best thing, you know. You know you've got that downtime. You use it as best as you can to learn different stuff. I mean, rather than just sat there twiddling your thumbs.
Exactly, and well, that's exactly what we're seeing here with Spawn as well, trying to see if they can pick anybody else in that enemy triangle, maybe trying to contest Jacroy. They will not just sit in their base and wait for the dire side to come at them, because they can't fight outside of the base right now unless they get the initiation.
Yeah, and that's a pretty tough ask, and XERXIA just realised that hang about Spawn team aren't really showing themselves, so let's just do everything. Tier 2's gone, being up onto the high ground as well. We'll go back for now as they've obviously ran out of creeps, and okay, now they're going to decide to disperse, go back to farming, get some potentially a next type online. There's only 1 minute and 20 seconds left on this Aegis, not really much time to work with there.
JG just like with pinpoint precision circled the spot where the Monkey King was.
Suspicious. Very suspicious.
Nah, that's just instincts. Like, you know roughly where he is. He was correct. Alright, Jacroy, hold those nerves steady. We've seen him break twice this game.
Yeah, third time's the charm, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite going to do it this time, but I mean, this guy's getting pretty damn big, obviously. BKB, Daedalus as well, so his damage output is pretty damn significant. It's all about whether he can actually stick on top of someone long enough to rack this up. But it just seems like XERXIA have good ways of kiting around him, though.
Exactly, and I saw him thinking about that decision, like what am I going to do first, Daedalus or the Aghanims, but I do really like that he went for the Daedalus first, because he has been on top of people. And really, his only choice of staying alive through the Doom is just slapping away and stealing enough life. Like, that's it. That's the trick. So what he needs in order to have a game is to just deal damage. And sure, the Aghanims is also damage, but that's not anything he's going to lifesteal off of. So that is definitely a lower priority.
Yeah, that's very true. Doom doesn't stop the little Wukong statues spawning, does it? Like, that still happens.
Does it? It probably breaks it, actually, because that sounds like a passive to me.
Yeah. Might be interesting. I have to try and keep a lookout on that when he eventually gets the Axe online and he gets doomed.
Yeah, and of course, like with all those passives, like anything that already spawned before you...
Yeah. What actually comes on out. I suppose then it's meant to have been sat in the right area for a while before the Doom comes along. Sort of like standing still for a glimpse.
Yeah. And Doom's not a break anymore.
Not anymore. So, 11,000 gold is the leads. Just sort of, the game has definitely settled into a little bit of status quo action going on. No teams are really trying to force the issue. Obviously, when they had the last bit of their Aegis, they did do some damage there from XERXIA, but definitely just waiting around now. Is it the next Roche that they're waiting for, or is there a key item which they really, really need?
One of the things that I think I'd be waiting for, which I really would have liked to have, was the level 20 on the Nature's Prophet. Like, actual proper lockdown, that
Mhm.
can really mess up your Monkey Kings.
Yeah.
You need nasty supports.
So not only getting doomed, but also getting rooted in the same spot as well. Just unfortunately not able to do anything. And especially now the Nasus Prophet is starting to do a hefty amount of right-click damage that you can just outrange the monkey, not allow him to lifesteal anything at all, and yeah, he just would drop in a couple of seconds at the very least.
Mhm.
And now,
And all of the spawn eggs are just in the Jacroy basket. Nobody else gets to hit any creeps anymore. It's just all him, and the rest is just his bodyguards.
yeah, just the full 5 squad just looking after the Monkey King for as long as possible. And it looks like they're trying to... Do they want to go for a smoke, or is it literally just gluing to this man's ass, following him around?
Maybe they get a little bit of info with these stolen treants from the Rubik. He doesn't seem to be very good at microing them just yet. He's really just using them to cut creeps with. But you could get some more info and maybe get yourself a gank target. Actually, no. With what you got to do with more info is just farm more.
Yeah.
I don't think you gank at all. There's always going to be a Nature's Prophet coming for your ass as soon as you
Yeah.
show your face anywhere.
I suppose it would just be, yeah, send the treants out, find out where they are, and then immediately head to the complete opposite side of the map. It's just all about evading. I mean, I suppose the only time that Spawn are going to be forced into a fight is either when their high ground's getting whacked into, or when the second Roshan comes up, which is potentially in 3 seconds' time. We'll see how quick it's going to be. Okay, 39 seconds. That's relatively quick.
Yeah, still a pretty fast one, which I'm not entirely sure who that favors, honestly. Both teams place their vision around the pit at pretty much the same time. The waves are a little bit further out for XERXIA than they are for Spawn, but at the same time, Spawn with the Wukong's extra soldiers in effect now, and with just the crits on the Boundless Strike, haven't had too much trouble shoving them back out anymore. This is quite even apart from the net worth.
Yeah, it definitely feels it. Like, both teams are very afraid at trying to make something happen. Just very passive.
Skittish.
Yeah, definitely the word to use. And Mamang Dara as well. He's got 3.4k sat in his pocket. What do you think he's going to go for? Do you think we saw the Axe in the previous series do tremendous work. The amount of damage it was able to output. Do you think that's a possibility, or is it going to be like a more utility sort of item?
He's holding on to the buyback, so I don't know. Whenever I see big items like this, I'm like, haha, E-Blade. But that would be nerfing yourself really hard this game. Like, can you imagine you E-Blade somebody, and then the Monkey King tries to slam him? That would be
big grief.
I mean, funny, but
yeah, it could be.
So no, it's probably buyback and a full Axe purchase.
Yeah.
Like, if they win the next fight, he buys the entire Axe. If they lose the next fight, he buys back and sees if they're still losing it or not.
Yeah, talking about losing it, Bombi just lost his life there at the top. Gone for 50 seconds, no buyback. Is this enough for Spawn to go into pit? Maybe not, though, because Travin's nearly getting caught out. Want to try and take away the vision instead. Mamang Dai jumping in very aggressively himself. But even still, okay, they've got vision control. They've got one hero advantage for 35 seconds. And they are pinging the pit. It clearly means Spawn, they want to try and do this now.
I think it's the best opportunity they're going to get.
That's the gun. I mean, they had some creeps knocking onto their tier 3 at the bot lane with a couple of catapults, but that is not something that they can address right now. Have to keep every single person around to secure this Roche. And XERXIA are in a spot to try and take it. I mean, this is not the fastest Roche in the world by any means. It's taken quite a long time. The Snapfire might actually be able to respawn before it can successfully go down. Expensive XERXIA will start dumping people in. Oh, the immediate lift and roar on there to Rapido. He did not even get a millisecond to react. Immediately taken out. And that is massive for Spawn. Down goes the Doom. Ages into the hands of the Monkey King. This is a big chance they can start making some work happen.
Yeah, potentially, although if you're this far behind, right, I really rather think that Spawn would take it easy for a bit longer, squeeze as much farm out of it as they possibly can get, and then go for a big shove at the end of the ages and see if they can make as much as possible happen in that last window. Demon Edge, yeah, Monkey King says, alright, we will be finishing up that MKB now. versus the Nature's Prophet's Butterfly.
Yeah, this guy is very, very beefy right now. Still is behind the Nature's Prophet by a few thousand gold, though. And Karma, effectively 6 slide. Obviously, you can get the Ag's Blessing, free up a slot there. And then, obviously, then it'd be like the Moonshard, something like that.
And Dalol just went fishing for a puck, but he missed.
Really? There you go. Talking about getting fit, like going fishing. Karma. He's going to get caught right now. Bounder Strike is there. All the follow-up damage in the world. Nice cookie, making a bit of space for Karma. Actually survives long enough to pop the Satanic, but regardless, the Raw puts a stop to that. He dies, and Stolen Doom as well, now into the hands of the Rubik. In the last few minutes, it really feels like Spawn are just starting to fly ahead.
Yeah, and it's really all thanks to them using their vision correctly. They have a little bit more vision control than XERXIA with their heroes, with the Beastmaster, the Nyx. They get a pick off on a single support with it, manage with some good play to squeeze the Roche out of that. And then once again with the vision control, hold that thought.
Straight away on top of Red. Down he goes, not much chance to do anything about that. Jiggroy jumping forwards there with the Bounder Strike usage of the Aghanim Shard, but regardless, Dude was still able to walk himself away. And then whilst all that distraction was going on, JG objective don't remind cutting the creep wave to make sure they can't go the high ground. But instead, looks like Jiggroy doesn't care about high ground. Going to take with the last tier 2. Never mind, Rapido jumping aggressive himself, gets caught by the avalanche. Nice cookie to make some space, as well as the overgrowth. First life of the Monkey King is down. Mamang Dyer also going to drop. Nice stun there from Delo into the Boundless Strike connection. But there is an Aeon Discus completed from JG. Unfortunately for Rapido, actually will make it out. I thought he was dead for sure. Jiggroy also popping the BKB. A little bit late there. Oh, wait, what?
Oh, did he doom him?
Ah, of course, of course. Easy kill.
No? Yes.
Yeah, I think it was.
It was a doom. Yeah, I just checked it. Okay.
Yeah, that's nice. There's also,
there's
also a gem on the floor in the trees by the tier 2. I don't think anyone knows it's there. It's just chilling. See if
and they're just going again.
XERXIA
really do not want to let him close to their base.
Yeah, quick kill onto the Nyx. Oh, Bounder Strike use. The Wukong's command story of Jiggroy gets immediately cancelled. He steps out of the radius. He's trying to run away. TP is there. Is there any cancel? Oh, what a hoof stomp! Destroys the trees as well. Jiggroy gets brought down. Just when we were saying that it looks like Spawn team, they're taking some good fights, potentially be able to build a lead in this game. It's just been completely shut down.
Yeah, I mean, and it took a couple of really delicate plays for Spawn to get that far in the first place, and as soon as they lose it, just their entire tower of cards tumbles back down again, and they're going to have to build that again.
It's going to be a tough ask. Will the Monkey King be forced to use his buyback here? I mean, they got the glyph available, should be able to defend this high ground away without forcing out that key objective, or the key buyback, I should say.
I don't know though, like you need to kill 2 creep waves here and you don't really have the tools to do that at all.
Yeah, just dropping the fireball down there from the Black Dragon. Jump forwards as well to get a good stun connection on towards it, but the AoE Doom is going to be there. Actually no, it's just the Doom, Stolen Doom dropped on towards the Nature's Prophet. He's able to walk himself away. There wasn't any lockdown. Meanwhile, Delol, nice double stun again. He's been landing these continuously. Going to be the easy pick off there onto Bombi right now. Tossing Jiggroy in. There is going to be the overgrowth. Locking him down. 2 quick kills there coming out from Spawn. Karma, he's even going to get caught.
No.
That was a very, very greedy place to try and TP.
It was, and he doesn't have a buyback.
Oh, that's pretty massive. This could be a big opportunity here for Spawn team to take down a full set of barracks, and it would be a good way to build up their lead in this game. And yeah, that is
just run for it.
Yeah, it was just really good chain stuns coming out from Spawn. Just Delol landing constant 2-man impales, 2-man boundless, 2-man avalanche, and yeah, just that continuous lockdown. Really allowing Spawn to take these big fights.
And the Tiny has now invested his money, by the way. That is an AC, so these buildings are going to take a beating.
Oh, they are. Drop down quite quickly. Already Glyph been forced out. Can they keep any of the creeps alive? No, they can't. There is a lone range creep coming in the top. The absolute hero to bring down the backdoor protection. Regardless,
yeah, that works.
Anything will do. Jump forward. Okay, drop the Dream Core. Multiple
Buybacks
buybacks expended. XERXIA, they want to try and take this fight if they can. Rapido is there. Raw, though, lands straight away on towards Karma. The AoE Doom. Just running away with it, though. Was that stolen Doom yet again there from the Rubik? It wasn't. I don't know why he's run off of it. Wait, what? Where'd he go? Is he DC'd?
No, he just got doomed and scared, I guess.
It was Lotus Orb that reflected it. I don't know. It's like it looked like a proper DC moment. Just ran back into the fountain, but yeah. Regardless, nice fight there from XERXIA. Clean up 3, and again, that is no buyback for the Monkey King.
And back we go. This is one of those great throwy back and forth late games, isn't it?
That it is. Wait, so there was the AoE Doom on Doom, right? So that means whoever got hit by the Lotus Orb actually reflects the Aghanims if they have an Aghanims. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, like that feels like it really should not work that way.
Yeah, that is crazy. So who had it must have been the Doom onto the Monkey King, because he had his Aghs, and yeah, it just made an AoE one. That's a very interesting interaction.
Wild.
There you go. You learn something new every single day in Dota.
With this game, yep.
And still 44 seconds, no Monkey King. Is this enough time for XERXIA to potentially get Megas? Or just a couple of sets?
Should be.
So far, just focusing down all the melee barracks. Not really interested to get in the range for now. Gonna be able to get this last one unless they can jump forwards. Oh, nice little stop. Comes out there for Bredo. Locks onto 2 of them. Gets countered up though. Immediately bursts down. JG into the back lines as well. On top of the Rubik. Does he have enough damage to actually take down one of the supports? The dot damage from the Witchblade. Not actually enough. Travin's able to disengage, but regardless, Mamang Dyer is caught red. Barely able to slip away himself. But does have the buyback. He's going to get re-involved. And they're just constantly being chased right now. But the Nature's Prophet, he was just disregarding the fight. Went for the last set of barracks. Secured the Megas.
Eyes on the prize, and now this is the last time that Spawn are going to have all of their heroes together, and this is probably just a race down mid. There's a rapier in the Monkey King's buy.
That's something that you really need, you know, in these last-ditch efforts. The big items can really turn it around for you. I mean, he's pretty much got enough to buy it as well.
Invisibility.
He's actually going to do it though. I mean, as actually another quick Roshan. Do they get distracted by that, though? That is the question.
Is that a distraction?
I wasn't sure if they wanted to try and run down mid and do what they can whilst the Doom was down or something like that, but you're going to be able to clean
If
this
you
up.
want to buy a rapier... Oh, he's going to buy the Aghanim's Blessing on the Monkey King? What? I don't understand that part.
Yeah. Rather
I
interesting.
mean, I guess they're just... Yeah, so they're planning to hold on for a while. He's going to have Aegis. He'll eat the Aghanim so that he has space for the rapier.
Right. Okay. Makes sense. They're also giving him the refresher shard, so double BKB, double Wukongs. They're definitely going to make sieging these high grounds pretty damn difficult for XERXIA, and I think that's just what the Dire Squad have to do. They're going to have to wait for this Aegis to time out before they try and go back up to this high ground. You know, let the Megas do what they do best.
But you are versus a tiny Beastmaster. It's not impossible for Spawn to hold these creep waves even out of their base a little bit.
Yeah, you definitely have a lot of burst to deal with it. Definitely, like, this game's made an interesting turn. Like, it started off pretty favourable into XERXIA, but Spawn have done a good job of balancing it out, and definitely seems neck and neck right now.
Frankly, I think we were about due for this one. Like, I don't know about your SEA games, but mine have been surprisingly short of the 1 hour mark.
Yeah, I think the longest I'd done was 42 minutes or something like that. So this is, yeah, I think this is probably the longest as well.
Those are some completely respectable timings. Yeah, and there is the rapier up on the Monkey King. He's basically as big as he's ever going to be.
Yeah, this is an absolute colossal target for XERXIA to try and bring down, but it's not an easy one at all. Yeah, despite the fact that he's got all of this with a rapier, he's still 4,000 gold apparently behind that of the Nature's Prophet, who I guess, yeah, he's got the Axe Blessed himself. He's still yet to build a Moonshard and pick that up.
Yeah, I was about to say, that sounds like Moonshard gold, but it isn't.
even know what he's trying to save up for now. Well, obviously he's still got buyback, which is, I mean, his buyback does actually cost nearly 4,000 gold on its own, which is disgusting.
Yep. There's the smoke out.
So here they're able to find with this. They're going to head into the triangle where Karma actually is, but I think he's going to be able to disappear before they get there. Actually, no, they don't even head towards the triangle. They just sort of slowly spread out in their own jungle. But you know, someone has to pay attention to these megas. Can't just leave their base and not address it at all.
Exactly, and that also makes the smoke very clear. As soon as those creeps push into the base, and there's absolutely nobody to take care of it. Especially with megas, you just can't let it go on.
Yeah. I mean, XERXIA, they just know that all they need to do, well, not all they need to do, but the main thing is just wait. Like, they don't really lose anything by just waiting for the Aegis to time out on its own. But the Monkey King can't really get bigger than he already is. Well, I suppose there is obviously the one item to replace the Aegis in his inventory.
Yeah,
but
I guess.
It looks like he wants to go for the Skadi. Do you think that's the correct item to go for, or is there something else he should probably prioritize?
No, Skadi's the thing, because you need to work versus the Satanic of this Nature's Prophet, and you already had quite a lot of damage previously to keep chipping him down. But once you actually have the count anti-regen, I should call it, you can win that man fight.
They nearly got a stun onto Jikroy there by accident. Actually, they got the lockdown on towards the Monkey King. Soon they do the Doom. That's actually got her
Karma
hands
just got
onto.
destroyed.
Oh my lord! Karma just disappeared. The Boundless annihilate Rapido as well. And okay, they've really got to pay respect to this Monkey King. He just destroyed it. There's no buybacks available on either of them.
No.
Both on cooldown. This could just be the end. Like, Jikroy could just go straight for tier 4s.
Exactly. I don't see any reason whatsoever for them to wait. They have to leave. This creep wave has to live.
So they managed to get 3 of them in. Raw also lock it down onto JG. Dead Puck. Boundless doesn't connect, but regardless, they have enough damage to find it anyway. At least he does have a buyback available. Just apparently,
are dead.
Yeah, the Snap and the Tree Protector, they know exactly all they need to do was just cut the creep waves. But do Spawn, do they have enough damage to beat backdoor protection? With the help of the Drums of Endurance, they actually do. It is going down. Puck is going to have to buy back. Especially with the help of the Ags there from the Monkey King, those little Wukong soldiers helping rack up the damage. Jikroy's taking a lot of beatings for this though. He does have Aegis timing out in 8 seconds. Bro just wants to die to get the refresh. Nature's buyback is back up though. This could potentially catch them off guard. Depends if Jikroy's going to overstay.
This is so risky. And Jikroy can't do it on his own.
And they just have to back on out. So unfortunately, all that gets kind of wasted. The towers will just heal straight back up to full HP. I mean, at the very least, they got a set of barracks. Oh.
Yeah, they did, and they're going for the win now. They're just letting creeps enter base, bot side. They don't care. Everybody's here.
Going for it, BKB command, Wukong's command as well. There is all of the Ags there from the Snapfire throwing in the puck straightly, but the Immortals kits get cancelled right off the bat. The Monkey King's getting focused down. He just sort of vanishes right now, but people are dropping left, right, and center. There's no buyback for the MK. Instead, it's just down to the time to try and destroy these buildings, but they can't do it. They might have just completely thrown this game away now. No buyback for their 2 main cores. Delol trying to at least get the pick on towards Rapido, but can't actually bring him down. Gonna get chased after himself, but okay, he's in the trees and he's gone. But regardless, XERXIA, they could just run down mid then, surely.
Yeah. And this Rapier is now on Karma.
Oof, that is gonna be brutal. A lot of damage. It's down to the 2 supports and Red to hold on to Megas for a minimum of 57 seconds until the Monkey King is back up. It's a very, very tall order. And I don't know if they've got what it takes to keep this game going for the side of Spawn.
I would be very surprised. Like they're barely going to win versus the creeps here. Never mind versus the actual heroes when they show up.
Yeah, just being forced all the way back to the fountain from them alone. It seems like XERXIA, they're not like overcommit right now. There is going to be the Gobbler firing the puck straight in. Does get the stun connection onto the Rubik. No other follow-up apart from that. Delol though, with his own Ags, just burrowed up, gonna become this little sentry gun as the Tiny is also brought back right now, but still no Monkey King for 18 seconds. The last tier 4 about to drop. Just the Ancient going to be exposed. There's the Doom. Again, it gets reflected. This has happened so many times this game. The Stolen Doom as well. There could be 2 people on the side of XERXIA that can get affected by this. But still, nice overgrowth, locking them down. Jar Jar with the Refresher Orb. It just allows them to take down the Ancient, and XERXIA clear up the series 2-0.
And that one did take just some twists and turns before ultimately going the way that we probably expected it was going to go. But Spawn really gave them a run for their money there. I thought for a while that this Monkey King was actually just big enough to solo their entire team.
It did look it. I don't know how he died so quickly in that last fight. Like, he just went from 100 to 0 within the space of like 2 seconds, and I guess he must have just been caught by a chain stun and couldn't actually get like the Jingu stacks online to heal. And yeah, that's all it took. And I think his buyback was on cooldown, right? It wasn't because he didn't have the money, or was it? Did he just spend it all on the Divine Rapier?
No, I'm pretty sure it was CD. Yeah, because in the previous fight he had to buy back.
Fair enough. But I mean, as we know, that game didn't actually matter. It was all just for the fun of it, and like these teams just doing one last little game. Because yeah, that is the end of the group stage. And as we were saying earlier, the teams to actually go through are XERXIA, Polaris, Spawn, and eHome are the 4 teams that push themselves forwards. Unfortunately, we do say goodbye here to Spawn team. That was their final game. But hey, they gave it a good showing, like we said. Nearly managed to turn around. They made it entertaining. But yeah, not much else to say about that. Just seemed like XERXIA, clearly the better team of the series.
And I'm very much looking forward to see what they're going to do in the playoffs when some quite bigger names are going to come in, especially from the SCA teams. I think we have Fnatic making an appearance, for example.
Yep.
Do we have Boom coming in as well?
We do indeed. Boom is playing on the 11th. So the 10th tomorrow is going to be Talon versus eHome. And then XERXIA versus Fnatic, so that is that schedule. And then the day after will be Blacklist versus Spawn and Polaris versus Boom. So,
looking forward to it.
Yeah, some big exciting series to come, guys. But yeah, that is it. As I was saying, group stage is now over. The day is over. That was our final one. And not much else to say. Any closing comments from you, Kips?
5 4 staffs.
I mean, there wasn't actually that many 4-stars in that last game. There was only one on each team. Big lack.
Weren't that many on the other games either.
That's it. That's the reason why everyone was losing today. No 4-stars. You've heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Buy them in your games, damn it. They're important. But yeah, that is us done, guys. We are done. I've already said that, but we are done. And we shall be back, or I should say Hairy Freak and Kips will be back tomorrow to cast those games. I will be returning the day after. But obviously, hopefully you've enjoyed the show, and we hope to see you again in the future. So we'll see you then.